Well, hello again. This is Don Polston on The Life That Wins. And I trust that this shall be a good day to you as we have our cup of tea and we talk about the matters of life and death, success or failure with Christ. Nothing like a good cup of tea. I was thinking this morning while I was having my devotions with the Lord, and just today, Psalm 75, and it asked the question, who promotes you? For promotion, who lifts you up? Who promotes? Who gives you an opportunity or a chance to win in life? And remember this, God said, the promotion comes not from the east, the west, the north, or south, but from God, from me. He said, for God judges all people and decides which one should have the promotion. For he putteth down one and lifteth up another. So, who lifts you up? You know, it might be said clearly that God usually lifts us up through others. He can do it himself, but he puts it in the hearts of others to lift you up and promote you. I remember the time when I was a little boy, maybe 5 years of age, and I was following my big brothers around, trying to be like them. And they were walking on these iron benches at the park. They were like slat benches. You remember the old-fashioned iron slat benches where you sit down on a slat? They were walking these, just going as fast as they could. And I was right behind them trying to keep up. And I'm only about 5 years of age, and my left foot went down through the slats, all the way down. And in the process, it scraped my leg, my inside of my knee, very badly. And I was yelling and screaming, and my big brother, that we call Junie, he comes rushing over to me. By his bare hands, he pulled those slats apart and freed me, put me on my tricycle. He had a big long rope, like 15 feet long, in front of the tricycle. He said, stick your feet out the side, Don, here we go. And he started pulling me across the park, down in the dry ditch, over through the schoolyard, across the main road, into the house, and said, Mom, Don's hurt. And she came and bandaged me up a little bit and put some alcohol or something on it and said, I think you'll be all right. But you know, in 2 days, I took blood poisoning in that leg. Swelled up, it was terrible. So who's going to lift me up? Who's going to come and help and rescue me from maybe death? The red stripes are already on the leg. And so I took blood poisoning in that leg. And it was swollen and pussy. You know how it gets with blood poisoning. And so they called the doctor, and the good doctor came in. And the whole room was filled with people because he's going to do a little surgery. And so they wanted to see it. It's sort of a wild time, wasn't it? And so I was screaming with my heart out, saying, oh, don't cut me. And back in those days, they didn't have any kind of a deadening thing or some kind of an anesthetic. They just poured some alcohol on it first. And I had my leg all propped up, and he took a pair of scissors like this. They were surgical scissors, and he just jammed it right into that big pus area on my leg, and I was screaming my head off. And I was telling my brothers, get me the butcher knife and I'll stick this doctor. I was 5, and the blood and the pus just squirted, and I was screaming. And so all waited to put something in it like an antibiotic, or, you know, they didn't have pills to give you. So he just poured alcohol in it. And you talk about Yankee Doodle Dandy when I was 5. But you know what? That lifted me up. That promoted me. I began to get well. I began to get fine. They put me in my little bed, my baby bed, And my daddy would come in every night, my dear dad, and he would give me a nickel. Every night he would say, "Donnie, how are you? Here's a nickel for you." And I said to myself, "Oh, I'm so rich. I have 5 or 6, 7 nickels now." And I asked myself the question, then who lifted me up? Who at that point promoted me? Who made it possible for me to live and to prosper and to be blessed? It was my mother, my brother, my doctor, and my dad. Now God then judges the heart. Scripture said he puts down one and lifts up another. Then I have to ask myself, then perhaps I should ask him if I could be his follower. You know, we have sort of a strange idea about coming to Christ. It's almost as if you're being forced to come to Christ, like, you'd better come to Christ. But you know what I want to say to you? If you don't come to Christ, it's really a fool. You know, we have an idea that if I give my heart to Christ, it's going to benefit the Lord. It won't benefit the Lord, my friend. You better ask him this question. And I've been thinking about it a lot. That who promotes me? Who lifts me up? Who gets me out of my troubles? Who brings me to a point? God uses people to do that. Then I should ask God if I could be his follower. I ask that wherever I go. Are you a follower of Jesus Christ? Then I should tell you. Maybe you ought to say to yourself, I wonder if he would accept me to be his follower. Now, a lot of times we approach it so differently. We say to people, are you a Christian? Are you a follower of Jesus Christ? And if I were them, I would say no and run the other way. But I'm going to approach you on a different line today. If God is the promoter, if God is the one who lifts up and puts down, maybe I should ask him if I could be his follower. And would he be my promoter? Would he bring to me the things in life that I need? Would he take away my sins, my guilt, my sense of loss, confusion, frustration? I see it everywhere, friend. People are so lost. I was in the fitness center the other day, and one of the instructors, a black preacher, he said to me, Don, you'd be surprised how many come into this fitness center and they're lost, they're confused, they're frustrated. They're supposed to have everything, but they don't have anything. He said 5 or 6, 7 girls on the basketball court were crying one day with me and said, I would like to have that kind of a life. How do I find it? Who is going to promote? Who will lift them up? Who will lift you up? Who helped you come through and find a way out? You know, when I think about this, I am reminded of other people in my life who touched me. A man, a pastor, a book, a sermon. What has changed your life? Who did God use to lift you up? I want you to answer me now. You want promotion? You want God to promote you? Did you want people to love you and favor you and promote you? Then you'd better put yourself in a position and say, oh God, can I be one of your followers? Can I be in that category of being one whom you lift up and you bless and you promote? That's what he promised, friend. And he promises to those who will be his follower. And I'm sure today that you are his follower. So remember this. Tell somebody else about it and get them to be his follower as well. Remember, ask him today, Lord, can I be one of your followers and watch you promote me? God bless you. It's been great being with you. Always great to be with you. And we'll see you next time on The Life That Wins, right here. Bye-bye.